Road wins. Gotta love them. Your South Florida Bulls dominate the UConn Huskies 24-21.
Never in doubt.
At Pratt Whitney Stadium at Rensselaer Field or something. Seth, pretty impressive fourth quarter drive put together by the offense. 9 for 75 and a touchdown, and then the final game winning one, 9 for 90.
Yeah, especially like you had a really good drive to open the game, and after that it was just kind of hit or miss sputtering for most of the time, and when you really needed it, you got it. And you were able to hold it up on defense and win the game, which is big going into the bye week.
Yep, absolutely. The Bulls take the lead late in the fourth quarter and come up with a pretty massive turnover there. I believe it was Matt Harris who forced the fumble.
Yeah.
Day Evans falls on it to seemingly ice the game away.
Yes.
Pretty impressive complimentary football all around, especially in that fourth quarter. It was huge. You know, UConn goes up 11. You know, they go up 21-10 pretty early in the fourth quarter. And you kind of hope for this response. We hadn't seen it in a couple of weeks from this USF team, and this was a step definitely in the right direction. This team is 4-4 going into their bye week. They travel to Memphis on November 4th. This team has now won the same amount of games that Jeff Scott won in 3 seasons at USF, and it only took 8 weeks. That's pretty impressive for how barren the talent pool was for this roster when this coaching staff came in.
Yeah, especially when you start thinking about guys that left and pretty much had their minds made up before the staff was really on campus. So, you know, those guys not included, you had to replace a lot of stuff. And, you know, it was not pretty today. It was not great. The offense sputtered. It seems like at times that, you know, you have a punch and a counter punch, but maybe worse, you may need a third thing, you know, the third punch back. In some games, it felt like it hasn't been there. They're able to figure it out and pull it out at the end of the game there. Like you mentioned, like 2 long drives, like sustained drives, not explosive. They weren't giving you explosives. Like UConn had a plan. They were make USF drive down the field, which is a good plan, right? This isn't a great offense down to down. We've talked about that with success rate and things like that. Super explosive, though. So if you can take those away defensively, you feel like you're in really good shape. They kind of did that in the passing game. Now, USF generated some in the rushing game, and that was kind of able to flip the game for them.
Especially, you know, that final drive, Naquan Wright, 47-yard rush to get them inside the 10, I believe. Really impressive night by him. I think it was a career-high 26 carries for 186 yards. Kind of what we wanted to see from him coming over from Florida. He showed flashes. He had the 100-yard game against Western, and then it was kind of up and down. I think 2 weeks ago against UAB, he had 5 carries for 11 yards. He mentioned today in the postgame presser, Coach Golish mentioned in the postgame presser that he's changed his practice habits. And look what happens when you practice well, you play well.
That's why Golish, you know, I think when you're winning, everyone loves it. When you're losing, everyone's like, process, come on, it's tired of hearing it. Well, that's the idea, right? If you do your everyday process better, you should get better results. It may not come immediately, but it should come. And so Naquan Wright, he talked about it, I think, in the press conference. He was, I think he had one during the week after the coaches this week. And then they talked about it again today. His practice habits getting better. His process has improved. And sometimes the results do come immediately. So good for him. I mean, he kind of kept USF, started USF off super hot with a long run on the first play of the game. And they bogged down. The defense gets a turnover. They turn it into points. But obviously player of the game. And then, you know, you had a few guys that played great on defense. Jalen Stokes is among them.
Yeah, Jalen Stokes came up with 2 turnovers tonight. Should have had a third. I didn't know you could potentially rough the passer on a lateral. So you know what?
We learned a lot. We learned a lot today.
We learned a lot. Connecticut drivers are insane. We've learned that. Getting to the game, JetBlue, fantastic flight.
Great airline.
Sponsor us. Great job by them getting us here safely. I'll be honest, Seth, real nervous about having to spend this money and then just have to a terrible flight back home on Breeze Airways. And
official partner of USF Athletics, I believe. Breeze Airways, just a great airline.
I'm worried about their cardboard seats. It would have been terrible. But that's 9 straight wins over the Huskies in football for this Bulls team. I'm happy. I'm so happy. It's kind of what we preached for the last 8 weeks, quite frankly, even with how ugly UAB was terrible, and then FAU was even worse. Yeah. It's all process. They figured it out. Coming into tonight, would you have ever expected USF to come back from 11 points in the fourth quarter? No, that they have not shown to be that team quite literally in like 5 years. So it's a good start in the right direction. It was nice that they weren't the first team to turn the ball over. So that was pretty cool. Michael Brown-Stevens had a fantastic game. I think he ended with close to 100 yards, if not over it. It was nice to see him kind of step up. Sean Atkins had a couple great plays. Weston Wolf had a great play. I think the unsung heroes, the two Coles.
Double Coles.
Coming in, Cole Best and Cole Skinner. Slotting in at the guard spots.
Maybe. Is that real, Justin?
Oh, man. Was that the Jordan Cronkite game?
I can't show that, Justin. Oh, there you
go.
Is that real?
Non-conference road win. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Lord.
There
you go. Big.
It was a big day. It's a big day for this USF program. They'll get a bye week, a much-needed one. Amaris Brown also went out after coming back from concussion protocol from 2 weeks ago. Kelly Joyner didn't play. DJ Gordon missed. Mikey Dukes was here.
Didn't play. I mean, that's what I wonder if it's just like Naquan had the hot hand, just keep it going. Because Kalen Powell,
we didn't really see him much in the second half either.
I keep looking around because we're on the field and I feel like someone's going to come take us away here. Well, the trash just blows around us in the swirling wind. But
we're going to go enjoy our night. We got a night
beautiful
in East Hartford.
Metropolitan East Hartford.
Hopefully there's still some food places open to get some dinner and relax, go to sleep, grab some lunch, and then fly home.
Yeah.
Successful business trip, Seth.
It didn't feel like it there for a while. It felt like a real waste of money.
It really did.
I mean, great resiliency. And that's like when you talk process, it's not just like day to day. It's also like over time. After those last 2 weeks, some of the guys on the team could have been like, man, this process crap doesn't work. We just got worked with it. But they kept it going. And that's part of the deal, right? So when bad stuff happens, when good stuff happens, you just keep doing what you're supposed to do. And that kind of you saw in the game. Some bad stuff happened, some good stuff happened. The defense gave up some big plays, but then they also locked down at the second. At one point in the second half, UConn was averaging 1 yard a play. So, good stuff, good finish, and it's nice to get a win, which is not just getting a win. That's great. Which is again something that hasn't happened a lot. But getting a win. When's the last time you got a win and you played pretty bad? You didn't play great.
No,
you played pretty good on defense. You didn't play great till the very end on offense, but you were still able to grind out a win. That's big. That's a sign of growth. And is there anybody in here, the dozens and dozens, and just Baker's dozen of people that are in here that wouldn't have taken 4-4 going into the bye week before the season? Every single person would have taken. So
you got one.
No matter how you got there, you're there.
You got 4 weeks to cash in. 4 weeks to win one game to cash the 4.5 over.
Over, and then 2 to make a bowl. So
you just have to play 500 football, and you're going bowling.
All right. So we've got somebody coming. We probably need to get out.
All right. Go
Thanks
Bulls.
for watching. Go Bulls.